Tally-ho, Panzer people, and welcome to Broken Arrow, a game that I believe a lot of you have been waiting for. I finally got access to it. This is probably one of the last playtests, potentially before, I think, early access release this year. And we are beginning with the all-important video game tank review. And we have, frankly, way too many vehicles to do a tank review on every single one. I mean, we have every kind of BMD, BMP, T-series that you can think of. A lot of them with multiple upgrades of all kinds that you can do whatever you like with. We even have engineering support vehicles. There's a lot here. Yeah, I don't think a single video game tank review is going to do any of this justice. I mean, what even is this? I mean, it's a Vietnam era gun truck, but in the modern day. I didn't even know such a thing existed. But of course, as you might expect, you have all of the classic M1A1s, even the venerable M60s, the long-serving or long-suffering M113, and of course, every form of target you can think of. So overall, I'd give this a solid 10 out of 10. And it's the only 10 out of 10 that we've ever given so far, so that is the most solid award. But we're not just here to look at the range of targets we can shoot at. We are going to actually shoot at them today, because we are going to play a mission. And here it is. Today's mission is showcasing the last of the 4 or so different regiments that the US forces in Broken Arrow have. This is the Special Operations Force, and their mission today is to secure an airfield deep within, I believe, Russia. Based on these planes, I'm gonna assume it's Russia. Alright, so let's start dropping in some troops. Just looking at this control tower and all these C-130s doing their airdrops. Why don't you look at this one coming right over the control tower, dropping... What is that? Well, if it's only an Apex gaming PC. Yes, that's right, dropping down into the heat of battle is Apex gaming PCs, once again with the latest and greatest in PC gaming hardware. Get your all-new gaming PC delivered right to your door with worldwide shipping. Check out the link below and use code PANZER to get 5% off all existing promos and discounts. And thank you once again to Apex Gaming PCs for sponsoring this video. And what we have here are some forward recon units that are not directly under our control. These are special tactics teams which are keeping tabs on S-300 arrays over here, as well as some ZSU-23s. And that's on top of a few loitering helicopter gunships. So before any airborne force can deploy, we need to take out their long-range air defenses, which of course are these S-300 radars, beautifully modeled here. And to do that, we have air assets, the F-16CJ Wild Weasel, which will be taking out these radars using their AGM-88 HARM missiles. And of course, should any helicopters appear on our radar screens, at least we have the option of taking them out with AMRAAMs. So let's see how well this goes. I'm going to deploy 4 at a time, because we need to overwhelm them with numbers. So let's do that. Let's get another 4 on this side. So basically, as soon as these F-16s pop into theater, they are going to engage every single radar they can. They are going to get shot at. They are going to get shot down, unfortunately. But such is the nature of a Wild Weasel aircraft. As soon as they swarm these radars and actually hit something, they, well... yeah. It's not great. We've lost 2 on this side. We have pilots being shot down. I believe we can recover them. That's going to be a little bit hard, though. But the planes did their jobs. And now they are bugging out. And of course, our pilots... we're just going to try and get them somewhere safe. Somewhere hidden. Away from the enemy, potentially. And now, of course, the bulk of the airborne forces. There are enemy troops somewhere around here. Specifically in this area, and maybe in the surrounding areas. So we need to airdrop using a C-130 Hercules any number of these troops and vehicles over here. Now, I'm going to have to do this a little carefully, because there are limited cargo spaces and seats, as you can see in the stat card down there. So beginning from left to right, we have the health of the unit. It's not armored, and it has cargo tonnage, that's in metric measurement there, and the seating capacity. So we can carry 92 troops, or we can carry 23 tons of cargo. which means we can put an LAV in there, but you can see it's going to take up about half of what we already have. I don't think we can fit another one without overloading it. We can put a Humvee on there, maybe a couple of Humvees. There's also the Hawkeye 105 artilleries and some tows. I don't know about armored presence in the area, so I'm not sure we're going to need that just yet. Get some airborne troops in there as well, and that is the transport overloaded. So you can see that is quite a lot of things we're going to be dropping in at once. I'm just trying to think, where do I even want to drop it? Don't want to go anywhere near the air defenses down here, but we want to land pretty close to this spot here. So let's try this. We're going to drop it over here. And we should see it pop up, yep, with the drop zone right there. And I'm not going to leave it on its own. We're going to drop in some more airborne troops as well. We're going to bring in, I think we're going to go with a weapon squad this time as well, and a couple of Humvees. And we'll drop them down on this side. So kind of pushing from, I guess, south to north. Not really sure which direction that is. Oh, they've got troops on the ground. There they are. Alright, let's get that LV into action. LAV. Oh, wow, okay, these motor Strelkies have RPGs. That's not good. They've taken out one of our Humvees already. Alright, let's pop that smoke. Alright, regroup, regroup, regroup. Oh, we've dropped down on some troops over here too. Alright, troops gotta regroup over here. Get into those buildings. Yeah, so they got a recoilless rifle up here, and they've got some, it looks like grenade launcher over here. Alright, let's focus fire on these guys here. Take them out one by one. You can overwhelm them with superior firepower, he says. Alright, LAV, it's used quite a bit of its ammo. Alright, let's get the weapon squads and all that into the buildings over here, and we're going to start our push north. So that drop zone probably wasn't the best, I think. Alright, gonna get a special tactics team in with a couple airborne. And we're gonna get an HMG team as well, and we're gonna drop them right on top of these buildings here. We don't need any vehicles down here for now, but they are basically gonna more or less swarm the area. Now, one cool little feature is that you can unload your troops, but you can actually select a spot to unload them, and that can be a building, so you can actually use them to assault an area. So I'm gonna bring the lav up, and as soon as that C-130 is in position, we're gonna get the Humvee to go and unload over there. I'm not entirely sure where he's going. I think he's going to use the runway to do it. Alright, let's get him into cover. Capture the buildings. Alright, we need to do something about this SPG over here. So this is where I think some artillery might help us. We can bring in our artillery here, and we can start using it to shell these buildings. That should give us some cover to move forward. I'm a bit concerned about potential air threats, so that could be a problem for us. Oh, were those planes coming to take off, potentially? I think that might have been. Well, it's scrap metal now. I was not expecting that. Okay, so we need to bring in some Avengers, I think. The Avengers are going to be quite good at this. Anti-air malarkey. Alright, let's get our Hawkeyes over here. And I want them to do a fire mission. So this gives us a good indication of how far... Well, that's actually amazing range. We're going to attack the SPGs over here. Now, something you might notice, the counter up here is how many I can deploy at a time. There is actually a countdown on when they get replenished. That's accounting for the time they take to fly back to base, resupply, and get back out, or be ready to fly again. They can be destroyed permanently, I think. I played it a couple of times, and yeah, when they do get destroyed, it seems like it takes forever to get them back, so I don't know if that's permanent or not. Or it might just take a much longer time. Either way, we have access to the F-35A and A-10C Thunderbolt now, which is going to be very useful for us. There is an anti-aircraft gun over here that's firing at us, so I'm going to do something about that.
Artillery available, sir.
Alright, we got artillery. Let's drop a fire mission on that Ural over there. Because he is currently outranging our guys. If I bring our lav up, is he going to be able to do anything about that? That's the next question. Right. Troops need to move forward now. So I'm going to bring them out towards the tree line over here. So one thing good about infantry like this is if you put them in the tree lines here, they actually don't just get a bit of cover. They also get a lot of concealment. So it'll be harder for the enemy to actually detect them. Oh. Yep. All right, let's back up. Oh, no, the lav has been destroyed. Okay, that's a problem. That is problems. Right, well, time to see what the A-10 can do then. We got a bunch of infantry. We got some BRDMs moving in too. Could be potential problems for us. Alright, A10. Alright, we can call in a strafing run on you guys over here. So he's gonna set himself up. They're probably gonna see this coming. Oh, there's anti-aircraft on the ground over here. That is problems. Alright, I'm gonna yeah, you go return to base. So that's all kinds of problems for us. Alright, the weapon squad should be able to hit that with the javelin. There we go. Alright, attack the motor Strelky, and then we should be good to go. Alright, we're gonna get another A10 on station now, since that anti-air has been dealt with. Since our troops down here might need a little bit of cover right now. One thing I can also do is drop a bunch of supplies to these guys. And we're also gonna get another couple of things here to help them out. Some reinforcements. So supplies, these over here, they don't just give you ammo, they also can heal your troops. Alright, A10, do your thing. Oh, actually, hang on. Oh, we got danger close. Where's the A10 gone? Wow, you are high up. Okay, get down. Okay, let's just get you to reset over here. So they do have a limited fuel. That's that green, yellow, red bar over there. And I do believe there are enemies over here. This is an enemy barracks, so let's just go and strafe that. I think the C-130 is being hit by anti-aircraft over there too, so that's pretty bad for us. Alright, so yeah, A-10 just hit that with a Maverick missile. That's amazing. And it's just strafing those buildings there. I think we did actually pop something. Oh, Maverick missile onto the Shilka over there. That was really nice. Alright, let's get out, get out. I don't want to lose my A-10s. They are too valuable. Oh, that's bad. Alright, so we are completely out of A-10s for now. I think one of them did make it out. Now, the F-35 does have JDAMs, so we can do some high-altitude stealth stuff. Ooh, okay, that's bad. We are currently being attacked. Our artillery is being hit in the back by this Ural truck. Alright, laser designate that. And I want to precision strike it. Come on. Laser bomb? Do we get laser bomb? Where's my laser bomb? Come on, F-35. This is what you're built for. There we go. Laser bomb. Seems like a little overkill for a Ural truck, but you know what? Sometimes it's necessary. Now, what we can also do with that is we can laser designate that over there, but we don't have any more JDAMs for that. We do have the ability to strafe it, but I mean, using a stealth fighter for that would actually be, yeah, overkill. Or improper use of resources, let's say. We did lose our Avenger, though, so I'm not happy about that. But let's get our infantry resupplied over here. I think we can drop some supplies to our guys over here, too. And I'm gonna drop an LAV and an LRAS over here. Oh, jeez. That Ural is taking out our artillery. That's really bad. I think actually what would be a good idea? Getting the artillery to somewhere we can actually cover them. That's a good idea. We only have 2 of them left, so... Because yeah, we can't get any more for a while. We can also get Sheridans. Could be a good idea, but we can only drop 1 of them in at a time. So I think I'll just do that over there. And now we can get our troops to start moving forward, because we need to capture this spot up here. Alright, they're assaulting us right now with BRDMs. And these guys have those rockets. They took out our LAV already. We got a Sheridan over here, but it's not really a replacement for the Lavs, because the Lavs have those autocannons that are very useful against troops. Alright, the Sheridan, though, might be able to engage these grenade launchers over here with its HE. Oh, Ural truck's coming. Yep, Ural truck destroyed. Yeah, so the weapon squads have the javelins, and I think these airbornes, yeah, they have MAWs, so they have some anti-armor capability. This is definitely very useful for us. We're just gonna push our squads up some more. Alright, motor Strelkies are coming from these barracks over here. If we can get some guys over here to capture it, it'll actually stop them from doing that, which I kind of want to try to do. Alright, while we're here, I'm just going to drop some more supplies to our guys over here. Now, one thing we can do is we have these RQ-7 Shadows. So they work exactly like all the other artillery. They work exactly like all the aircraft you can call in, but they will provide all of the spotting that you could possibly need. So if you can't get your troops in there, or recon troops to go in there to spot something, these drones work just as well. They're a little slow though, so you do have to wait. That's kind of the trade-off. So you can see our drone is slowly making its way over. But they also have the ability to laser designate. So like I was trying to laser designate with my F-35 earlier, you can actually use the laser off of any other laser capable vehicle or unit. It doesn't have to be the plane that's dropping the bomb, which is really nice. Yeah, you go, Sheridan. Alright, so we got some Sukhoi 24s over here. Would probably be a good idea to try to get rid of those where we can. Alright, we got a lot of enemies over here. So, here's what we're going to do. We need to get rid of those. The infantry over here, so that SPG is going to stop any armor from getting in there. That's going to be kind of annoying, so I'm going to use the artillery to get rid of those vehicles over there. And then let's get an air asset in. So we got our Thunderbolt, and I'm gonna use that. I'm just gonna call it in over here. Call a strafing run across that right there. So I think it'll use rockets as well, so that should do some decent damage to those guys. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get another strike going on these guys over here. Okay, never mind, never mind. There's a Shilka right there. That is not good. Alright, so drones still up. We still got a decent amount of fuel. So I'll circle back around over here. And I'm going to try to laser that Shilka over there. So we can get an F-35 in to JDAM it. Or the Shilka's going to take our drone out. That could happen too. That's entirely possible. Hang in there. Oh well, JDAM got it anyway. You know what? It all worked out in the end. Alright, I'm sending the Sheridan forward to go and take out this BRDM over here, because that's going to mess up our troops if we try to push forward. They've already taken quite a beating over here. Let's try to drop in some more troops. Come on, hit it. So something that I really love is you can see the range of all the weapons, the white line being the range to the target, and you can see on the left in red where the different weapon systems have their limitations. So you know exactly how close you need to be at any point in time. Quick, take out that Shilka. Oh, I gotta love javelins. You seriously gotta love javelins. Alright, let's do this. Oh, they've got ATGM teams. Alright, get into the nearest building. Go, go, go. Alright, we've got artillery. Let's try and use it. Unfortunately, oh, actually, we may not need it in this spot here. Yeah, I think we got it. Yeah, we did actually do it. I thought they were going to struggle a little more than that, but no. Okay, I should have had faith in the airborne. 82nd Airborne definitely did it. Alright, we got potentially a gunship over there. That could be a problem for us. You know, I'm going to call in a couple of Avengers. Just be on station over here. We're gonna bring in some more supplies for our guys and another Sheridan on this side. That's a good idea. These guys are gonna drop some supplies for our troops over here so they can all regroup. Oh no! Oh, it was a gunship that took out our Sheridan. Well, good thing I got a second one. Oh, apparently there's a Sukhoi 57 somewhere around here in one of these many aircraft bunkers over here. It could be literally any one of them. Alright, F-35, take out that hind. Wow. Okay, never mind. We did not need it. Okay, I have a new plan. Can we bomb this? Oh, actually, wait. Let me draw that properly. There we go. Did that even hit? Okay, it hit one thing. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, do a strafing run. And then I'll get the F-35 to bug out. I don't even know where he is. There we go. Alright, we lost our Hawkeyes. We have one more in reserve to call in. It's a little risky, though. I think for now, we'll just rely on the A-10s until we get more of them.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, hello! I just saw it. You guys saw it, didn't you? If you did, let me know down in the comments. Alright, Shadow, out you go. Oh, you are mine. I don't even know how to get these guys out of here, by the way, these pilots. That's it. I think we got it. I mean, that was it, wasn't it? Surely. Alright, let's organize ourselves because we're gonna make a push for these buildings over here. Wait, where are you guys moving? I didn't ask you to go there. Ooh, that's a heavy machine gun there. That is not good. Oh, geez, take out that Ural. Okay, let's get these guys in. Actually, no, wait. PJ, stay where you are. Because, yeah, I just realized these guys are snipers. Snipers and marksmen. Yeah, don't move those guys closer. Okay, I think we're capturing. We did take a couple of losses, though. But no, we actually did it. I'm dropping more guys over on this side so we can capture the barracks. It's kind of hitting them from multiple directions. Alright, let's get some air support in here. Because I think we've got most of the anti-airs out from this area, so I think we can probably pretty safely, in quotations, take out these guys. Alright, we did lose a few. Alright, I'll get the A-10 back out. I think the Lav should be able to deal with that Shilka just fine. Alright, let's move these guys up. Let's go. Go, 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 go. We only have 2 airbornes down there now. I think we're about to lose everybody. I have maybe made a miscalculation here. Also, I destroyed the Su-57, but it's still telling me there's probably another one out there, so I'm gonna try and use another drone out here to see if we can find it. There's gotta be something around here. Maybe down this way too. Oh, they took out the Lav. Okay, that's bad. Oh geez, we're being hit from all sides right now. Do we have anything that I can bring in that I can use for this? Oh wait, we have our Hawkeyes now. Alright, over here we've got Sukhoi 24 fencers. I don't see any Su-57. Alright. At least we got the barracks though. Just don't want to deal with that Shilka. Oh, drone. Don't get hit. Alright, that dealt with that gunship. I can see a Shilka over this way too. I don't know if he's gonna see me though. Oh, there he is. Yeah, we took a hit. We were flying too low. But I think from up here we should be able to just dumb bomb that spot up there. Should be fine. Pow! There we go. So that's dealt with that Shilka over there. I'm gonna bring my drone up a little bit more. And while we're here, let's deal with these guys. I see a lot of Sukhoi 24s, but no 57. Honestly, not a clue where it might be. Oh, that's a Strela. Okay. Yeah, that's never good. Okay. So, yeah, don't go that way. So, LAV, you go back over here. We've got some supplies to repair you. Yeah. Apparently, there was another Su-57 somewhere. I just don't know where. Alright, I'm gonna bring the drone back up here. We're gonna see what's going on this side here. Apparently, there's a command center that we need to take. What are you? It looks like an MTLB. Like a armored transport of some description. Okay. So we got motor Strelkies in here. And over here. Nothing too particularly crazy. Alright. Humvee artilleries. Because, yeah, not forgetting, motor Strelkies, they have, you know, they're riflemen. They're motorized infantry. But they do have RPGs. And so we don't want to bring armor too close to that. If we're going to hit them, we got to hit them with some pretty overwhelming firepower. I can hit them with one more barrage, and then these guys are going to have to reload. We can capture some supplies up here, though. Alright, I'm setting up a strong point over here. If they're going to counterattack and try to retake this airfield, they might come down this way. But either way, having 2 positions of fire farm versus 1 is probably a better idea. Just my guess. Oh, that is artillery. Oh, that's not good. Alright. We're a little bit out of range of that, but these guys can move. Alright, we're counter-battering them now. I just don't know if that's effective. Yeah, the angle's a little bit... Alright, let's do this instead. I think the artillery is good, but I think we're gonna need some close air. There we go, we got the other one at least. Alright, can we hit that Shilka right here? Got the Maverick on target. Oh, that's bad. Get out of there. There's a Strela. I completely forgot about the Strelas. Dang it. Alright, well that was a bust. No, it wasn't that bad. At least we got, you know, the artillery taken care of and all that. Alright, I'm gonna bring one lav up to here. So I have a plan. We're just gonna reload our artillery. Oh, actually, I can just reload them here. We use these supplies that we got here. Oh, jeez. Back up, back up. Smoke. Go, 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 go. That's a recoilless right there. Yeah, in case you're wondering, no, that's not good. That's not good at all. Alright, these guys need to sprint. Come on, get there. Get that 50 up. Alright, we good? I'm gonna take the airborne. Get them into the tree line over here. That's what I'm thinking we can do. We are out of troops completely, though. So this is kind of getting to the point where this is it. You know, I'm gonna bring in my toes as well, because I have a feeling we haven't seen a lot of armor yet, but I feel like this is where it's going to start coming in. Like, if they have any at all, this is when they're gonna start throwing it at us. I got heavy machine guns here and these two motor Strelkies to deal with, and then I think we should have this place. Alright, we're gonna move our own heavy machine guns in. Alright, we're capturing. Alright, you can bring in a C-17. If they're gonna bring armor in, I have a feeling that we could go for the Bookers, get 4 of them, but I think we're gonna need Abrams. I can't say no to tanks. There they are. Oh, they're SEP V2s as well. Alright, let's position them. I want one of them... I think I want one of them over here by the tree line. And then that over there. So we got some Cav Scouts with Javelins, I think, as well. That's gonna be good. Alright, once these troops are resupplied, I'm bringing them back. We gotta hold this airfield. Gonna hold that runway. Alright, where's our toes? Humvee toes. I might actually spread those out a little bit. I'm just gonna try to use these trees as a little bit of concealment. I think I'm gonna bring these guys back as well. One of the Avengers should come up here too. Oh yeah, that's actually a good idea that I got those Avengers. Because, yeah, they are using gunships. They absolutely are. Alright, gotta get these guys back over here. I don't know where these guys are gonna come from though. No idea at all. We have our SCTs over here. So these guys have good vision range, so they should be able to spot stuff coming out on our flanks. This side feels a little bit unguarded, but I think we'll be okay. No, actually, I'm going to put these guys over here. Alright, we got our artillery loaded. Actually, I'm going to bring these guys up here. Or, no, actually over here. I'm being a little bit indecisive because I just don't really know exactly where to place them here. Just gonna deploy some drones and some scouts and see if we can get some long range stuff. Because what you might notice is some of these vehicles actually have longer ranges than their actual vision. Tanks notwithstanding, of course, but a lot of the missile carrying vehicles can actually shoot. And same with troops as well. Some of them can actually shoot a lot further than they can see. So what you want to generally do is then arrange them such that they can, well, see the enemy. Oh, we got F-15Es. Oh, that is beautiful. Alright, we'll go fly to 2, because we can definitely bring some bombing runs on this. So let's do one bombing run here. Second bombing run. We'll do it slightly before, because I think I might be overestimating their speed at this point. Alright, tows are launching. That's good. That's good. That's good. Get some supplies on these guys as well so that they can just keep shooting. Ah, designator's been hit. Alright. Do not return fire. Because these guys can spot, and that's what I want them for. Alright, there go the cluster bombs. Nailed it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful runs. Right there. All right, they've taken out our drone. We did lose an eagle, which is a little unfortunate. All right, tanks and tows are firing. That's the main thing we want to really be using, is just all those missiles at long range. All right, tank, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. No, we just lost an Abrams. And you cannot air deploy an Abrams, unfortunately. All right, the other thing that's taken a little bit of a hit is our frame rate right now. And I'm just going to bug out our other eagle right here. We've got 2 more in reserve. We're going to call those in right now. And we also have our 2 A-10s. So let's draw a line across here. And another one across here. And then strafing runs. And more strafing runs. And then we've got artillery as well. I think we have a concentration of vehicles right here. So let's destroy those. One thing to remember in this game is damage to vehicles is realistic. So they can have their weapons destroyed, they can have their tracks destroyed, and you want to capitalize on that when it does happen. Alright, I think our toes have been hit, unfortunately. We have lost them toes. But I think that is it. We've broken the back of that assault completely. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you take an airbase deep in the heart of Russia and come out on top. Unfortunately, we didn't find their latest 5th generation fighter. I guess it's as stealthy as they say. It was just invisible and it didn't even need to take off. But all in all, I'm really excited for Broken Arrow. After having played World in Conflict recently, which by the way, if you've not seen, go and check that out. I've just been craving an RTS that's just like that. And this kind of fills that gap between what World in Conflict did with the whole cinematic firefights, and just the fast-paced nature of it all, with the strategy of something like WARNO and Wargame. And I feel like this is a nice blend of something in between that. And I really hope it releases well, has a good launch, because this is going to be a lot of fun. I love that they're doing a campaign and I want to see more of this. And if you want to see more of this too, let me know down in the comments. And of course, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. And also, let me know if you had only one airstrike or artillery strike that you could call in that could have changed the course of this mission. Tell me all about it down in the comments. And my name is Panzer. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.